Hello everyone, it's Kyer. Did what I said I was gonna do, what I promised. Hopefully you guys are enjoying y'all's Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, whatever you want to call it. So first of all, thank you, Hero, for coming up with topics to talk about. We're gonna go over them one by one, and just talk a little about it, and that kind of good stuff. Don't know how long this podcast is going to be. Just depends. It just depends on how long it takes. So to start off, the Hokage faces, the stone faces. Basically, it is a mountain overlooking Konoha village, and basically all the faces of the Hokage was craved into it into the stone. It was envisioned by Hashirama Senju as a symbol that the Hokage would always watch over the village. The Hokage's rock is easily most identifiable features in the village, such as when the village is destroyed during Pain's assault, the only presence of the Hokage's rock was undamaged through the destruction, and confirms to others that the rubble was once Konoha. Being such an icon makes it prime target for pranks with both Naruto Uzumaki and then years later Boruto defacing it in order to gain attention. Adding a Hokage's face to the monument apparently takes time, as the fifth Hokage's face was not added until sometime during the time skip. The anime suggests that it doesn't actually take too long, as the stone carver adds first Danzo's face and then Kakashi's face to the monument prematurely, in turn forcing him to remove their faces once they're not officially given the position. And Kakashi, the sixth Hokage's face, was added to the Hokage's rock before he even agrees to accept the responsibilities of the office, something that Naruto complains and confusing. It just depends on how you want to look at it. I don't really know too much, which is why I'm going over little things. But apparently in Boruto, in the 2 Blue Vortex volume, it suggests that the face of the candidate for the position will not be carved into the Hokage rock until they are officially inaugurated. For the first few decades of the village history, the Hokage's rock, or the stone faces, is left mostly untouched, being used only to house the village's archives and to protect its villagers during the time of attack. In years after the Fourth Shinobi War, Konoha expanded to above the monument, with the village's new skyscrapers seen towering above it. At some specific future point, the Hokage's rock is badly damaged. I guess I'll say some trivia to it. The monument is similar to Mount Rushmore, which has featured sculptures of the heads of the 4 United States presidents. Despite the increasing number of faces, the Hokage's residence is always right in the middle underneath them. Scenes are set during earlier periods of Konoha history, sometimes enormously, despite more faces onto the Hokage's rock than existed at the point in time. During the Konoha crush, the third Hokage's face cracked, giving those who see it a bad omen. The damage is apparently later repaired. The fourth Hokage seems to have marked his head on the monument of the Flying Thunder God technique as he teleports to its location on 2 separate locations. Okay, I'm gonna go over that a little bit. What they mean by that, or what I mean by that, he's basically talking about Flying Raijin, but in the whole the whole fucking novel, they call it that, I'm believing. So don't get that confused. It's basically the same thing. It's just different names for for like the same thing. I don't know why they do it. Okay, I'm gonna leave something out because I don't know if that's true. Okay. In episode 161, when Naruto spilled the whole barrel of manure, stone faces are shown making disgusted grimaces, and the monument of the fourth holds his nose. Okay, I don't remember that, but if you want to go see if that's true or not, go watch that. In Shippuden 376, when Tsunade demands that Naruto not return to the village until he can defeat Mecha Naruto, the stone faces are shown to make a flabbergasted face faults. Okay, and then early episodes of the anime, the fourth Hokage's hair, despite as flat, this is corrected in later episodes of Shippuden, similar to the sixth Hokage's was decepted without a forehead protector in the last Naruto the movie. And then another fun fact, Shikamaru's face has not been added since the becoming of the 8th Hokage, due to him not yet being officially appointed to the position. So that was kind of bad. I'm sorry I couldn't explain it in more detail. Don't mind me drinking water. But if I was to describe the stone faces, I would definitely say that the stone faces was a monument, like it said in there. I think it was more than a monument. I think it meant a lot more, especially in Naruto. Naruto, yes, he went on there and, did terrible things. Same with, not terrible things, but, just fuck with it and stuff. Same with Boruto. But in later episodes, when, they're alone or something, or when Naruto's alone or Boruto's alone, you can just see that they're looking at it, or the camera's just looking at it. So I don't think it's not just a face on a stone. It's more to the villagers. It's more to the village itself. It's a piece of heart. It's that alone has a piece in there. So during the tuning exams for the earlier episodes of Naruto, again you could see. I think it was Konohamaru. He was basically telling his other classmates. He was like, "Listen, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be safe." Or he was saying something. I can't remember. I know he was scared. Don't get me wrong. He was scared, but he was telling them like, "Hey, the old man won't let this village happen. He told me that, and he promised me that." So definitely what I was saying earlier was true. The Hokages are always watching, even if they're dead. As bad as that sounds. As of how old they are, the stone faces, I do not know. Which kind of leads on to the next topic on the Konoha village. Or not the next topic, my bad. I'm jumping ahead. But just know it was from the stone faces were there from the first time Hashirama stepped foot, all the way to Naruto. So yeah. On to the next topic, and then we'll get on Konoha. The Byakugan. So as you know, the Byakugan is basically a Kekkei Genkai. It's probably considered one of the three strongest Kekkei Genkais around, or the three greatest dojutsus. The others being obviously the Sharingan and the Rinnegan. We've seen the Byakugan in action in a lot of episodes. It has appeared in chapter 41. It's appeared in episode 24 of the anime. It's also appeared in the novels and the movies, and the games, for that matter. Same with the... So it's appeared basically in anime, manga, novel, game, and movie. I'm going to go in more depth. Basically, the Byakugan means white eye. The all-seeing white eye, if you want to say it like that. Basically, like I said, it's a dojutsu that originated from the Otsutsuki clan. The Otsutsuki basically settled on Earth, which is what Kaguya is from. Kaguya was a Otsutsuki, Hagoromo was a Otsutsuki, I can't say his brother's name right, but Hamura Otsutsuki was one as well. Indra, Ashura, Isiki, Monoshiki, and then I can't remember all the other of them. But that's basically, they were all Otsutsuki. Well, you get to see Kaguya use it. Kaguya, I believe, used it. She even made reference to her younger son, Hamura, and basically said, "Your Byakugan is not as far superior as mine." Basically, the Byakugan became more commonly associated with the Hyuga clan, descendants, obviously, from the Otsutsuki. If you want to know more, and like this podcast doesn't cover all of it, go watch the last movie, Naruto: The Last Movie. That will explain more of it. They go over it because obviously the plot's about her, Hinata. Basically, like I said, it was regarded as one of the greatest dojutsus, one of the greatest. Unlike the dojutsu such as the Sharingan, which did not manifest until the users meet certain conditions, the Byakugan is present from the time of birth. Individuals with the Byakugan are typically identifiable by their unique eyes. They're basically white. Their eyes are basically white. They're enlarged and white with like light lavender in the anime. There is no distinguishable pupils. When the user activates their Byakugan, the pupils become more distant and increase blood flow into their eyes, causing the veins near their templates to bulge. Some users' Byakugans take a typical characteristics. Obviously, like Himari Uzumaki is a descendant from the Uzumaki clan through her mother, but originally has the same blue eyes as her father. Her eyes become featureless, white, only while using her Byakugan, while in use. So, yeah. What the fuck? Okay, apparently Isachi Shinden, Mikaki Koninata's family splits off from the Hyuga clan several generations before his birth, leading most to assume his bloodline was to dilute to a possible Byakugan. Miyuki does in fact have a Byakugan, but only in his left eye, which only resembles a Byakugan when in use. I'm guessing they're talking about that one guy from the clan, from the Kage Summit. Give me a second. I gotta confirm on this. Wait. Does it have a photo? No, it does not. Okay, I guess he was a Anbu. Okay, no wonder. It was in a novel, so I don't know what he looks like. But that's what it's saying. But yeah. Another person was Monoshiki. Otsutsuki usually appeared identical to any other Byakugan, but instead his took a golden color after he absorbed Otsutsuki's power. Urashiki's was similar to Monoshiki's, appeared like any other, but also took a golden color after consuming chakra he collected among his eyes. And then Ishiki only possessed one in his left eye. His right eye was similarly a different Jujutsu. The Byakugan's rays of abilities have rendered it highly confected. Komagaru had made various attempts to acquire and study the Byakugan over the years, notably during the Hyuga's affair. Ao of Kyugaru was able to acquire a single Byakugan from a Hyuga he defeated when he was in great lengths to protect. Unlike the other Jujutsus that have been transplanted, Ao could activate and deactivate his Byakugan at will. When Danzo Shirama of Konoha, my bad guys, learned of Ao's Byakugan, he made Daemonite plans to either destroy it or take it for himself in order to prevent the Byakugan from being acquired from the enemies. The Hyuga clan developed a practice of applying cursed seals to most of its members. When those branded with the cursed seal dies, the Byakugan are destroyed. The anime basically implies that simply possessing a Byakugan is not enough to be able to use its power. Even if one is born with visible traits of it, they must undergo intense training before the Byakugan power can be activated. Sometimes not all the users can accomplish that. The anime likewise shows that the Byakugan activating automatically if their user is under stressful circumstances, even if they haven't learned how to activate it on their own. Once the user does become able to use the Byakugan, they must avoid using it excessively, otherwise they will be rendered unable to keep it active until they're taking time to rest. So it's basically like the Sharingan, but not really. I know some of you guys are going to be like, are you fucking kidding me? How are you going to compare it to that? But basically, like the Sharingan, if you keep using that bitch, you're going to be dead. You're going to die from exhaustion. Maybe not die, but you're going to be fucking laying on the... You're going to be laying on the ocean, okay? Let's just say that, especially if you're fighting there. So that's what I mean by it's kind of like the Sharingan. Now, if you want my honest opinion, I think the Sharingan is kind of better. As of threat-wise, I would choose the Byakugan over the Sharingan, due to the fact that I wouldn't have to kill anyone, due to the fact that, you know, there isn't a greater risk of me losing my vision in my eyes. You know, at least here, it just shuts down, you know what I mean? You don't lose your eyesight, you're just like, and you fucking fall from exhaustion. Abilities are kind of crazy with the Byakugan. I think when it comes to abilities, I definitely think Byakugan has the Sharingan beat, but that's just personally me. Because again, the Byakugan has a 360 field of vision around themselves. As for the Sharingan, I do not know. I will cover that next episode, next podcast, and if I'm wrong, I'll go back in that video, the second video, and say it. But I don't think the Sharingan has that. But basically, individuals with the Byakugan have a near 360 field vision around themselves, save for small blind spots at the back of the neck above the first vertebrae. Mukakai, because only his left eye is a Byakugan, also lacks his enchanted sight on his right side. The Byakugan's vision can penetrate almost any object, allowing users to see through walls, peer underground, or even examine the contents of persons' bodies. Certain barriers have been shown to block the Byakugan sight, as have smoke screens that are compressed of particle mineral dust. Users can focus their vision on anything and everything within the Byakugan's range, allowing them to monitor individuals from afar, or to quickly survey a vast area and pinpoint specific locations within that area. The exact range of the Byakugan varies between users, but can be improved with training. Neji Hyuga's, for instance, his Byakugan had a maximum range of 50 meters, but in part 2, he could see it at least 800 meters away. Hinata, on the other hand, could see at least 1 kilometer in part 1, and then at least 10 kilometers in part 2, and increased it to at least 20 kilometers during the last Naruto the movie. Basically, while Kaguya, like we said, me and Skull's Fire has said this before in other podcasts, unlike Kaguya, who is overpowered, she basically can cover much of the globe with her own Byakugan. The Byakugan can see chakra to greater degrees than the Sharingan. This enables the users to distinguish certain types of clones, or even identify specific individual chakra signatures. Its ability to see chakra is acute enough to see a chakra's pathway system within a target and body, and a 361 tenketsus that run along in it. The Hyuga have devised the gentle fist style of combat to specifically take advantage of this ability, where then they strike the opponent Tengetsu to either seal or forcibly open them, thus giving the user complete control over their opponent's chakra. In the Book of Dark Knight, Mukakai is able to use the Gentle Fist to carefully spit an opponent's chakra-based jutsu so that it harmlessly passes through him. As a result, the Byakugan's ability sees chakra. Users are able to determine if the opponent is currently performing a genjutsu. Similarly, Owl created his Byakugan from being able to expose that the fourth Mizukage was under influence of a genjutsu. But unlike the Sharingan, the Byakugan does not seem to give its users any particular defense against the opponent's genjutsu. Same book, genjutsu is deemed a viable method of capturing Mukai, even with his Byakugan. Byakugan can at least increase the effectiveness of the user's genjutsu, as Kage combined her Byakugan fast range with the infinite Tsukunomi in order to create subgrates entire nations. Monoshiki claimed his Byakugan could read the fates of others through he limited it, didn't allow him to see his own. Episodes of the anime have depicted the Byakugan as having a variety of miscellaneous abilities not seen elsewhere in the series. It can use infrared to detect targets to their body heat. It can determine the development of one's chakra, even tell if one can mold chakra at all. It can also see into targets' minds to determine their thoughts and feelings, and even look through their own memories. Kage's ability to do so was so great that Hamura Otsutsuki, using his own Byakugan, was able to repel her. Kage could likewise emit pulses of chakra from her Byakugan to subdue targets. It enables users to analyze the opponent's tactics during a fight, granting them the amounts of a predictable ability. And then, obviously, evolution. When the Otsutsuki is implanted with the Byakugan of the Hyuga, this is a combination of the two clans' chakra transforms the Byakugan into the Tenseigan. This transformation takes several days to complete, but once achieved, the wielder gains several new skills, such as Tenseigan Chakra Mode and Truth-Seeking Auras, or Truth-Seeking Balls, however you want to say it. Basically, the things on Naruto's back. The Tenseigan can lose its power and revert back to Byakugan if the user is weak enough during a battle. In the anime, Urashiki Otsutsuki could switch his eyes back and forth between the Byakugan and the Rinnegan at will. So, there's two forms. There's the standard appearance of the Byakugan, and then there's Monoshiki's and Ushishiki's Golden Byakugan. I would show them on screen, but there is a game in the background, so I'm sorry. I'll probably have it somewhere in the server. If you're not a part of the server, go join it. I will give one trivia. Amado Zanzu created a drug to weaken the Byakugan, one of the several options he devised in his mission to defeat Ishiki Otsutsuki. He believed those who ingest the drug would at least have their Byakugan visual powers reduced, but speculates it could even kill them. For this reason, he warns against allowing Hinata or Himari to take the drug. In the anime, the Byakugan sight is normally illustrated in an inverted black and white color scheme. In the anime as well, Hagoromo's natural eyes are the same featureless white as Byakugan, though he displays none of the Byakugan's abilities. Kishimoto intended to give Himari and Boruto Uzumaki Byakugans when they were introduced into Naruto chapter 700, but forgot. Himari is later decepted with the Byakugan in the day Naruto becomes Hokage. Users are sometimes shown to perform a hand signs to activate their Byakugan. The used seals are horse, tiger, with just the index finger, boar with the nearly straightened fingers, hare, rat, dog, horse, dog, hare, rat, boar, and then snake with the right index finger lifted. Sometimes only the last seal is used. Kishimoto stated in Sha no Sho that if a Sharingan user and a Byakugan user were to mate, their offspring would have one Byakugan and one Sharingan. In Naruto Shippuden, the movie, the Byakugan is able to see one's chakra nature finally. The Byakugan cannot see the original of a clone made by a shadow clone technique. So, those are the fun trivias there. Again, my personal opinion, I definitely do think that the Byakugan is probably a lot better than the Sharingan. When it comes to abilities, it's kind of on par with it. However, in the anime, they have shown that the Sharingan is a lot stronger than the Byakugan. Would I choose it over the Byakugan? Probably so. The Sharingan offers more, and I know I said earlier that I was like, nah, but definitely though, if you were not a risk taker, definitely the Byakugan. The Byakugan would be your best option in taking it, because you don't have the risk of eyesight loss, you don't have the risk of fucking dying. The worst that happens to you is you pass out. Now, depending on where you are, if you're in a battle, obviously yes, you're gonna die. If not, you better hope to God your friend grabs you out of there. But yeah. Now, I think the strongest Byakugan we have seen was obviously Kaguya's. Kaguya had way more abilities to use, so basically, I just confirmed to anyone that's part of the Hyuga clan, if you train hard enough, you could see probably the whole world if you wanted to. She got to see a whole global, so, maybe if something ever was to expand in the server, you could probably see the whole fucking universe if you wanted to. I just confirmed it for you. That's what it says there. If you want more proof of that, you can just go look it up yourself. But I definitely do think, I believe in that statement. Depending on how hard you train or how much intense training you go through, could increase the size and the width and the range of what you can see with your Byakugan. A perfect example is when Hinata was on a mission with Naruto. Neji was not with them, I don't think. She had to find a small ass bug to get Sasuke's trail. Basically, you got to see her do some intense training. I don't know if it was intense, but you basically got to see her train, and then her range got increased, and with Naruto's help, she was able to see small creatures, very small creatures. So, that's a perfect example there. Now, if you want to see a good user use the Byakugan, you go watch the episodes with Neji. Neji is an amazing Byakugan user. He has done a lot. If you want to see one example, go watch the Chunin exams, Naruto versus Neji. I can't remember the episode, but I do know one of them is called Because You Called Me. I think one of them is called Failure on Netflix. I'm not sure. But basically, Neji called him a failure, and Naruto was like, you know what, dude, I'm gonna fucking prove you wrong. So yeah, go watch that episode. That they talk about the Byakugan there. So if I didn't make this make sense, go watch it there. Now, on to the final topic. This one will probably be the hardest, in my opinion. Hero chose some good ones on me today, surprisingly. But Konagagaru. I cannot say the village's name right. So I say Konoha, or the Leaf Village, or Hidden in the Leaves. Basically, Hero, I know you wanted to know how old it is, and I have the answer for you. I have a certain answer for you. It's not confirmed, because again, the anime is ongoing. But as of now, I definitely think it's 110 years old. Especially if you're going off of when Hashirama and Madara created the village onto Shikamaru becoming the 8th Hokage. And that's included with all the time skips, I believe. The only thing I'm not sure about, I don't think it added Shikamaru becoming the 8th Hokage. I think it was just up to Naruto becoming Hokage, or after Boruto, which was 30 plus years. So I think there it was 110. So do that math with the new episodes coming out on Boruto, and you'll get your answer, I believe. But again, that's just a short answer. We don't know everything enough to give you an concise, like a head-on fucking answer. but if I had to guess, 110 years old. It survived through a lot. Basically, I mean, the village hidden in the leaves, or the Hidden Leaf Village, of the land. It was basically a hidden village of the Land of Fire, as the village is one of the five great shinobi countries, or the five great nations, if you want to call it that. Konoha had a cage as its leader, known as the Hokage, of which there have been 7 in its history, well 8 now. Konoha resides deep within the forest at a base of a mountain known as the Hokage Faces. We call it the Hokage Faces, they're calling it the Hokage Rock, so whatever you prefer, just call it that. I call it the Hokage Faces, it's fucking me up badly. But anyways, basically it had all the faces of the Hokage who have taken office engraved on it. It's surrounded on all sides by enormous walls, while generally seen as the most powerful of the ninja villages. Konoha has enjoyed many years of relative peace and stability. The standard attire for Konoha shinobi consists of the blue and black shirts, which may or may not have swirl patterns on the shoulder among matching colored pants under a green flag jacket, which also has a red swirl on the back and the pockets on the chest area. They also tend to wrap bandages around their legs. Many Konoha village ninjas use fire release techniques. So, listen, since you asked for the age, I'm gonna give you the history. And this is gonna fucking kill me, but I'm gonna do it. I promise. Basically, if you haven't read the Tobirama thing, Konoha was founded during the Warring States period. Ninjas were organized into small mercenary clans that knew nothing but battle. The two strongest of these clans were the Senju and the Uchiha, who had warded against each other for their entire histories. Eventually intending to end the constant bloodshed, Hashirama Senju used his position as leader of his clan to broker a truce with the Uchiha clan through their leader, his childhood friend, Madara Uchiha. Thus, the Senju and the Uchiha and their respective affiliated clans formed the first shinobi village, aka the Konoha village, or the village hidden in the leaves. A name invented by Madara himself. Other villages would soon start forming, following Konoha's example, and essentially ending the Warring States period. Hashirama used his wood release abilities to produce much of the village infrastructure. This ability and his ideas were two of the reasons he was chosen to become the village leader, the Hokage. Madara, however, feared that Senju would oppress his clan in an attempt to gather support to overthrow Hashirama. No Uchiha would help, forcing him to take Hashirama by himself. Madara was ultimately defeated in what would be called the Valley of the End, and he was believed to be dead, but as we know, blood was survived. As a result to the battle, Konoha came into possession of the Nine Tails. To contain its enormous power, the village began its trend of sealing beasts within the Uzumaki, a clan that the Senju and thus the rest of Konoha had close ties with. The first three world wars. At some point, Hashirama came to bind most of the tail beasts and sold them to other villages during the First Shinobi War to promote peace and tranquility. However, this peace was shortly lived. Hashirama died during the war shortly after the village began to flourish, and the mantle of the Hokage was passed down onto his younger brother, Tobirama Senju, who became the second Hokage. Later, Tobirama would be later killed by Kingaru during the same war, but appointed Hiruzen Sarutobi as the third Hokage. Shortly before his death, years later, during the Second Shinobi World War, Hiruzen led Konoha forces against Ayla and Suna, using Amegagaru as their battleground. Ami's leader Hanzo also fought Konoha a number of times, and during one of these battles gave Hiruzen students Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Orochimaru the title of Sannin. During the Third Shinobi World War, Konoha fought through the ninjas of Ikugaru across Kuzazaru. I'm guessing what I'm trying to say is the land of waves, not land of waves, the land of rain. The village hidden in the rain, I think, or the Hidden Rain Village. Basically, the village Pain came from. If you don't know, just look it up. Again, it's simple. You just put in where did Nagato live at, or where was Nagato born. Konoha was almost defeated, but Minato Namikaze and his team helped turn the war back on their favor. So I'm guessing they meant the village hidden in the rain, and then what was the other village? The village hidden in the clouds, with the Raikage. So I'm guessing they're talking about that. So yeah, that's basically what they're talking about, because Minato went against the Raikage in Killer B solo. He basically soloed them. I don't care what anyone says. After that, we all know what happened. In the start of Naruto, the Nine-Tails Demon Fox attack. After the end of the Third Shinobi World War, Hiruzen chose Minato to replace him as the fourth Hokage. Soon after Minato took office, however, a masked man, obviously we know him as Obito, kidnapped Minato's wife, the current Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, Kushina Uzumaki. After she had given birth to her son, Naruto Uzumaki, and removed it from her body, which he then used to attack Konoha. Minato was able to defeat the man, but the Nine-Tails proved much more difficult, and left him with few options. Minato and Kushina gave their lives to seal the Nine-Tails into the body of their newborn son. Many ninja died defending their village, and the most survivors blamed Naruto for the Nine-Tails action. Hiruzen Hokage again outlawed all mention of the Nine-Tails, so that the future generations would not hate Naruto as their parents did. Then you had the Hyuga affair. As the incidents is known nowadays, happened 9 years prior to the start of the series, while Kimagaru and Konoha were at war. Okay, so the village hidden in the clouds were at war. In an attempt to put an end to fighting, they agreed in a peace treaty to be signed on the date which coincided with Hinata Hyuga. Flip. Okay, I'm seeing things. My bad. With Hinata Hyuga's third birthday, if you don't remember what I'm talking about, go watch the Chunin exams. Neji covers it all, basically, for you. So the Kumagaru, that's basically the Hidden Cloud, and then the other one that I mentioned earlier was the Hidden Rain. So on her third birthday, the treaty was soon revealed to might be nothing more than a cover, when the person who was the head ninja of the Hidden Cloud at the time, who was in Konoha to sign the treaty, attempted to kidnap Hinata in order to obtain the Byakugan and its secret. The shinobi was killed in his attempt by Hinata's father, Hiyashi Hyuga. Which, if you don't know what happened there, back to the Byakugan story, go to Neji's story and he'll tell you everything. Basically, Hiyashi doesn't die. They basically, after the Cloud realized that Hiyashi killed them, the Cloud was saying, "Oh no, we didn't do that, you're lying, blah blah blah." So in order to settle the matter, the third Hokage had to agree with the Hidden Cloud that he had to kill Hiyashi. Well, Hiyashi had a younger brother, which was an identical brother, his twin brother to be exact, which was Neji's father. Well, Neji's father decided, hey, you know what, dude, you're my older brother, I will take care of this. So yeah. Hiyashi was fully against it. Hiyashi was ready to accept his fate. He was ready to die for his village. But his younger brother, I cannot remember his name, decided that, it was Hiyashi, or Hiyashi, or Hizashi. I can't. I don't know how to. They got some weird ass names in Naruto. I'm sorry. Hiyashi and then Hizashi. Okay, however you want to say it. If I'm saying them wrong, just know I'm talking about the older brother that was born, and then the younger brother that decided to die for him, or to take his place. So basically, he took his place, which was Neji's father, and that was the Hyuga's affair. On to the next thing, the Uchiha clan downfall. That was probably one of the saddest. So when it comes to like the events that took place in the Konoha village, I would definitely say the top 3 attacks, saddest attacks. Number 1, in my opinion, is Konoha Crush. Number 2 would be the Uchiha clan downfall, and then the Nine-Tails Fox attack. So the Uchiha clan downfall, if you don't know what that is, basically it was Konoha's leadership believed that the Uchiha was responsible for the Nine-Tails Demon Fox attacks, and as such cut off the Uchiha from much of the village's affairs. Angered by this mistreatment, many of the Uchiha began to plotting a coup d'etat that would wrest control of Konoha. However, some Uchiha saw that the dangers from such a venture. One such figure was Itachi Uchiha, who became a spy for Konoha's leadership. After peace talks failed, Danzo ordered Itachi to wipe out his clan in exchange for being allowed to spare his younger brother Sasuke. Itachi, was with assistance from Tobi, did as instructed, but staged events to seem as though he acted alone for selfish purposes, so that Sasuke would someday take vengeance against him for what he did to their family. That is it for a different topic at a different time. I definitely do think that's probably one of the saddest, downfalls of all the clans. Obviously, the clan is starting to come more now due to Sasuke saying what he said in earlier episodes of Naruto, how he was going to reestablish his clan. So, hopefully later there'll be more Uchiha. It's going to take time, but it's going to happen. But definitely one of the saddest events in Konoha's history. Then onwards to Konoha Crush. I would also say, or if I had a top 4, because I forgot one. Definitely Konoha Crush, Uchiha Downfall, Pain Assault, and then the Nine-Tails Fox attacks. Konoha Crush was the site of the Uchiha exam, the Chunin exam. Sorry, I still have the Uchiha in my head. During the exam's final stages, the village was invaded by what the fuck? Okay, they were not invaded by what the fuck, I promise. Village hidden in the sound, and then I'm sorry guys, they got some weird ass names for these. And then the village hidden in the sand, so Sunganguro. I can't say these names right, so I'm just gonna go with this. Basically, the hidden village of the sound, and then the hidden village of the sand. Ninja, an attempt to end the peace and prosperity that Konoha alone has enjoyed since the Third Shinobi World War. The invaders are repelled, but Konoha suffers heavy casualties, including Hiruzen Sarutobi. Although Tsunade quickly replaces him as the 5th Hokage, recovery for the rest of Konoha's military forces was slow. The village is understaffed until Part 2, leaving it unable to properly respond to the events occurring in turn, such as the Sasuke Uchiha's defection, or in other short terms, the Sasuke retrieval arc. By far, guys, one of the best arcs in the whole Naruto series, for the first Naruto series. Probably one of the best arcs ever. If you haven't watched it, you are missing out. This arc was definitely when I think 5 boys turned into men. It was definitely a heartbreaking arc to see. I remember seeing it for the first time, and I was like, motherfucker, my boy's gonna die. But anyways, on to the next event, Pain's assault. More than 3 years later, after the failed Konoha crush, the Sixth Pass of Pain of the Akatsuki attacked Konoha in effort to capture Naruto. Konoha's forces has some success while fighting the Pains individually, but can do nothing to stop the village destruction by Pain's Shinra Tensei. Naruto returns to Konoha shortly afterwards and defeats Pain before confronting Nagato, the man behind Pain. After Naruto convinces him that his actions were wrong, Nagato gives his life to revive everyone that died during the invasion. Tsunade is left in coma from exhausting herself in protecting Konoha from Pain, causing Danzo to temporarily take office as her replacement. Danzo oversees the start of the village's lengthy rebuilding process and deals with the immediate aftermath of Pain's attack. The villagers decide to rebuild their village in the same place instead of a new area, as they felt Konoha is where the rocks, the Hokage's faces were. To go more detailed into that, Shinra Tensei is Almighty Push in dub. In sub, it is Shinra Tensei. I personally like dub, but they did an amazing job in sub. I will give props where it deserves, and I will give credit where it deserves. Go watch both. They're amazing. Whoever voice acted dub for Pain did an amazing job. It sounded like he was Shakespeare. It's like no joke. And then obviously onto the Fourth Shinobi War. Because of the Otsutsuki's growing aggression, the ninja villages decided to form an allied shinobi forces to oppose the Akatsuki in the Fourth Great Shinobi War. Fourth Great Ninja War, my bad. Danzo was killed shortly after the analysis alliance is agreed upon, but Tsunade wakes from her coma in time to start overseeing the war efforts. The site still being under construction, Konoha is used as a haven for refugees fleeing countries where much of the fighting is expected to take place. By the time the war is won, most of the village has been restored. As a result, Konoha's population suffered greatly, but it gradually recovered. Post-war, during the 6th and 7th Hokage era, the hidden village was Konoha had stopped being hidden and instead become the first, basically the first metropolis area in the Land of Fire. Stores, which had been in business since the village's founding, grew into a 24-hour business, and due to condos housing hundreds of people, and it brought in more immigrants. Konoha's population eventually turned into prominently non-shinobi due to the academy introducing general studies department, which is ninjutsu department, falling below quota in a peaceful era. The military budget was considered to be lowered in order to focus on other projects, leading to decreased funding for organizations such as the Anbu. The village expanded the land behind the Hokage Rock and installed the Thunder Rail throughout the village, leading Konoha being regarded as a city rather than a village. 15 years after the Fourth Great Ninja War, Konoha held the first 5 Great Shinobi's countries, co-sponsored Junin exams, during which the final exams venue was attacked and destroyed by Monoshiki Otsutsuki, resulting in the 7th Hokage briefly being abducted. 16 years after the war, Ishiki Otsutsuki infiltrated the village, which has resulted in a small amount of casualties. 3 years later, after Izuki's assault, much of the village, including the Hokage's Rock and city behind it, has been destroyed. Oh my god. Okay, I made it through. If you want to know what's inside the village, basically it's the academy, the academy's instructor, final exam building, anime only. I don't know what that is, but we're about to see. Agara. Is that the Forest of Death? Okay. No, that is not the Forest of Death. It looks like it. Agugara. I don't know if I'm saying that right. What's this? Agarima. What the fuck are these names, bro? I swear to God, I can't catch a break. Okay, apparently it's a popular sweet shop in Konoha, located on the Konoha's T Avenue. I'm sorry, guys. These names are crazy. Anacorda, what the fuck is that? Why can't they just come up with normal names? Sweet Bean Jam Temple. What the hell? It's a restaurant. I'm guessing Choji went in there. Unlimited free dumplings. So yeah. Wow, there's a lot of Dongo Shot, Film Theater, Anime Only, Fire Park, 44th Training Grounds, Hokage Stone Faces, Hokage Residence, Information and Receiving Center, Jonin Standby Stations, Kamen Camping Grounds, Kamen Company Headquarters, Kyoko's Castle, Konoha's Archive Library, Konoha's Aviary, Konoha Bank, Konoha Cemetery, Konoha Central Post Office, Konoha Film Studios, Konoha Hospital, Konoha Hot Springs, Intelligence Division, Library, Military Force, Police Force, Mountain Villa, Ninja Tool Research Facility, Attached Office, Anime Only, Orphanage, Pumpkin Purification Plant, Shurikai Station, Strict Correctional Facility, Anime Only, Veterinarian Hospital, Anime Only, Lightning Burger, Main Street Station, Memorial Stone, Mission Assignment Desk, Mocha Fish and Market, Mori no Hyu Hot Spring, Naka River, Naka Shrine, Naka Oshi Factory, Nara Research Lab, Anime Only, Ninja Tools, Roll, Ninjutsu Research Center, Old City Station, Ramen, Ichiraku Ramen. We love that spot. It's in anime, novel, manga. It's in everything, bro. You better go get it. Senju Park, Shishu Ya. Oh my God, what are these names? Katsuzumi Gate, 3rd Training Ground, Training Hall, Uchiha District, Uchiha Senbai, Yakinui Q, Yamanaka Flowers, Serdo Training Ground, Anime Only. Motherfucker, those are a lot of fucking places. Clans, wish me luck, mate. Clans that resided in there. Ambu, what the motherfucking fuck? Listen, I'm doing this late at night. The sleep is getting to me. Aburami Clan, Akimichi Clan, Fuma Clan, Hatake Clan. Okay, Hatake, I wouldn't really consider that, but okay. Hoki Family, Hyuga Clan, Inazuka Clan, Izuno Clan, Kongaku Clan, Kurama Clan, Lee Clan, Nara Clan, Omikuma Clan, Saratobi Clan, Seiju Clan, Shimamura Clan, Uchiha Clan, Uzumaki Clan, Namanaka Clan, Izumo Clan, Namanima Tsunanomi Clan. What the fuck are these names, bro? And finally, we're not gonna... Okay. 2 more things. Emergency protocols. Konoha has a protocol in case the village is under attack. If you want to hear more or see more, go watch the tuning exams and the original Naruto series. Eliminate the enemy's units. That is number 1. Number 2, if phase 1 is not viable, evacuate every civilian to the nearest shelter hidden throughout the village. And 3, use all of the forces in the village to eliminate the enemy with full force using home field advantage. My favorite scene in the whole anime for Naruto, like the beginning series of Naruto, when he's a kid, my favorite part was the tuning exams during the attack. I can't remember who they were with, but they were asking, what do we do now? And Guy and Kakashi was like, fine, time for the final part. Somebody, I don't know, I think it was either him or it was Konkuro, or... Yeah. I can't remember her name. Fuck. I know Skull's gonna remember it. But anyways, she was like the proctor of the Forest of Death. Motherfucker, what is her name? Koan? Koan. No, that's the fucking, that's... Motherfucker. Okay, well, anyways, she was Orochimaru's, or Denimaru's student, motherfucker, I can't remember her name. But anyways, she or him or Kakashi was like, time for the final part, if the first two don't work. And they were like, what? And he was like, time for phase 3, use every means necessary to eliminate the enemy. I think it was it's not Koan, it's not Konkuro, it's I got this. I got it, guys. Trust. I got it. Trust. I got it. Trust. Wild. Trust me, I got it. Trust. What is her name? Anko. What the fuck? Why couldn't I think of that? Anko. It was Anko that said that. She was like, time for phase 3. Eliminate all forces that are attacking the village. Now, finally, we are at the final part. Trivia. The hiragana is painted on the 4th entrance gates of the village. One hiragana on each door. This means hermitage or retreat. In kanji, okay. There are also torii built all around the perimeter of the wall of the village. Mashihi Kishimoto stated that Konoha was modeled after his hometown. Oh, okay, well, that's something new. In the first Naruto volume, there was sketch of downtown Konoha and close-ups as a billboard with a cartoon version of Mashihi Kishimoto holding a paintbrush. Okay, I did not know that. According to Kai no Sho, Konoha was highly populated out of all the 5 main hidden villages. After Konoha's destruction, there were very few glimpses of the village during its reconstruction in the manga until chapter 616, showing the village looking as it did before the invasion. In the anime, as well as Ultimate Ninja Storm 3, most of the village was built within the crater caused by pain. Smoking isn't allowed in the village's public places. Foreign shinobi must have permit to carry weapons within the village. Konoha is located in the central part of the Land of Fire. Okay, we are officially done. My god, that was killing me. I was dying there. I'm not even gonna lie. Hiro, you chose difficult topics, you fucking monkey. No, I'm just kidding. Out of all the villages, I would stay in Konoha. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. If you guys knew the other villages past, other villagers or other villages or hidden villages past, you'd be like, oh fuck no, I'd rather go through that shit. Listen, getting attacked a couple of times is fine by me, okay? At least I don't have to do some crazy ass shit in the other, while I'm there. If you don't know what I mean, go watch the anime. I will give hint. Basically, when the tuning exams were happening, all these other villagers, or the shinobi that came from the other villages, were basically talking shit to the Leaf Village shinobi, and was like, basically these kids were talking shit to the shinobi kids, and they were saying, man, you fucking Leaf shinobi think you guys have it all rough, but you really don't. In my or in the Land of Waves, Zabuza basically says you Leaf villagers think you have it so hard and hard and tough. Do you know what I had to do during the tuning exams? I had to kill everyone I knew and loved. Everyone's dreams on the line. All deciding who would live and who would die. And that was in the Land of Waves, so I'm good with that, bro. Or the Village Hidden in the Mist. I'm good, bro. I ain't doing that. I think that was, yeah. Or the Land Hidden in the Way. I can't remember. But, yeah, fuck that. And then, I don't know, there's just other dark history with the other villages. Don't get me wrong, Konoha is no better. But as of, like, harmony and not having to kill your people, definitely Konoha. Because you could choose whether or not you want to be a shinobi or not. Obviously now, anyways. Konoha is definitely very inspiring to other villagers and other places. Other shinobi as well. As again, most clans came and originated to Konoha to be free from war. Konoha is definitely a sacred place. If you want to say very deep into it, or if you want me to go very deep into it, it definitely hurts to see it be destroyed, especially when you got to see it destroyed the first time. Like, the first time it was like, oh shit, damn. But the second time watching it get destroyed by pain, it was just like, oh, come on, dude. So it's definitely, it definitely has a spot in the heart. But that's because I've grown up with Naruto. I've watched Naruto, so you can call me a nerd. But I think that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Bed Wars in the background. Sorry that I couldn't pronounce certain names. They had some weird names. If you want to know what I was using Narutopedia. Shout out to them. Hopefully you guys are allowing me to use y'all's website. If not, I'm sorry. If I had a little bit more knowledge, I wouldn't have used it, but I don't. Those were such three different topics and stuff. So, again, here, going off of, like, what you wanted to know, the only way I could tell you, son, is basically, Konoha was founded during the warring era by Hashirama and Madara. Now to have the power to get acknowledged by other clans to create Konoha, they have been somewhere between the age of 25 to 35. Hashirama's brother, the second Hokage, would have been around the same age as two. In a flashback, we can see that the second Hokage was just around 30 years old when he was killed by Gold and Silver brothers. And the third Hokage has been his disciple since being a beginning. From this, we can say that Konoha was created just around the same time as when the third Hokage was born. And he was 68, we believe. Oh, excuse me. When he was killed by Orochimaru, one of the legendary Sannin. Which then add another year, and add another 30 years when Boruto takes place. So in short, add 5 years from the first Hokage's term, then add another 5 years to the second Hokage's term, add around 55 years to the third Hokage's term, and then add another 5 to the fourth Hokage, and then the start of canon, add 13 till Naruto's beginning, then add 3 years to the time skip, and then Naruto Shippuden starts, then add another 30 years for the skip to when Boruto takes place. So, basically what I said, in total, Konoha should be around 110 years old. Maybe more, due to the fact that where I'm getting this from did not add in the Eighth Hokage being in. So, that's the answer to your question. And I basically covered Konoha Village. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely a lot of topics, so sorry I couldn't pronounce certain things. I don't know the village's long-ass names. I only know what they go by. Village hidden in the clouds, village hidden in the earth, or rocks, or whatever. Village hidden in the rain, village hidden in the waves, village hidden in the leaves, village hidden in the snow, I believe. Or the land of snow, if you want to call it that. But hope you guys very much enjoyed this. Hope you guys are enjoying y'all's afternoon time on a Tuesday. I'm hoping to God you guys can hear me. If not, I'm sorry, I cannot redo this. I cannot add subtitles either. It'd be too long. I would be sitting here for another 4 hours, basically going through that hell zone. It's war. It's war. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Well, for you guys it'll be today. For me it'll be tonight, or tomorrow, or whenever I get the chance to watch it. Hope you guys are enjoying y'all summer. You guys will probably hear from me. I can't promise though, especially not the first week being on my trip. But I really do hope you guys take the time to watch this and enjoy the Bed Wars in the background. And yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. It might be on YouTube. It might not. I think for now I'm just gonna post it on YouTube, and if I'm just gonna make it public. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. People in the server, hope you guys have an amazing summer. Other than that, yeah. And remember, everyone, tie your shoes. Peace.
To hold me when I needed it most. I've been sad my whole damn life, my friends are ghosts. Now down this lonely road I've learned to just let go. But since you came around, you've always let me know that love is not just some stupid little game. When it comes to loving you, I've made a few mistakes. I'm sorry for the things I've done, I'm the one to blame. I try not to hurt you, I don't want a tainted name. I don't want no tainted name, I don't want no tainted name. I don't want no tainted name, I don't want a tainted name. Please forgive me for this change, I know it's hard to blame. I'm the one to blame. Alone in my room, I think of you. What I could have done or should have done with you. That's how I think I know I love you. When I'm alone, all I do is think of you. You're a repeat on my mind, I can't let go. Your picture perfect's always hard to fall. I still feel the shame from when you let me know. That time you told me to remember that love is not just some stupid little game. When it comes to loving you, I've made a few mistakes. I'm so sorry for the things I've done, I'm the one to blame. I try not to hurt you, I don't want a tainted name. I don't want a tainted name, I don't want a tainted name. I don't want a tainted name, I don't want a tainted name. Please forgive me for this change.
Wake up.
I want to wake up from my sleep and see you next to me. I'm too deeply stuck in my dream and you're imaginary. I wake up gasping for air, drowning in these bad sheets. Laying here by myself, wondering why you left me. I don't want to be alone. This doesn't feel like home. I don't want to go out anymore. Ever since you left, I shut that door. want to wake up from my sleep and see you next to me. I'm too hippie stuck in my dream and you're imaginary. I wake up gasping for air, driving in these back streets. Laying here by myself, wondering why you left me. I don't really got the time. I don't really got no time for no more mess ups. I'm done living this life. I swear that I'm fed up. I am so done. It's time to get my bread up. Living life for the better. I want my diamonds so cold that it'll change the weather. Yeah, I'll be drowning for the better. Drip or drown. I'd rather drown and live where it's wetter than living where it's dry and forced to wear a sweater. I said I wanted the cheddar. You could call me Chucky, but I won't cheese. I won't put a trigger, but maybe Pasquale. And if that happens, it'll be a casualty. He gon' do it with that casual ease, with that casual squeeze. Make you run around all day frantically. Back to living life, or was I, or I'm in a dream? I want to wake up from my sleep and see you next to me. I'm too hippie stuck in my dream and you're imaginary. I wake up gasping for air, driving in these back streets. Laying here by myself, wondering why you left.
Break out the candles because it's Zaxby's 35th birthday, and they're celebrating their big day by gifting you